Hello, lovely people, and welcome to your daily focus tarot for Saturday, the 30th of April, the eve before May 1st, or May Day. And what you should focus on, we have the Four of Swords. This is about contemplation, taking a rest. He's kind of focused internally. And this is about focusing on spiritual practices that revitalize your soul. And you don't have to be spiritual to do spiritual practices. Just so you know, you could, I'm not necessarily talking about praying or meditating. You can do those things in a secular way, in an atheistic way. I'm talking about doing stuff that helps you reconnect to yourself and reconnect to nature. For a clarifier, we drew number 3, the fern alder. Look at that beautiful drawing. That leaf looks so shiny and real. That's really interesting. Oh my goodness. It doesn't have that look when I take it away from the camera, but on the camera it looks really super shiny. That's pretty amazing. So this is talking about connecting to prophecy, listening to what you are being told, and also focusing on healing. So by connecting to prophecy, I don't necessarily think of that as like doing spiritual practices. I don't necessarily think of that as you have to be religious to connect. Stuff can talk to you, whether it's of a religious nature or not. You can know stuff to be true internally, no matter what anybody says, no matter what any book says or doesn't say. This is about going inside today. What you need to focus on is going inside. Healing yourself, continuing to heal yourself. Now the book talks about alder as being a bridge over troubled water, and the first thing that came into my mind was, of course, that Simon and Garfunkel song. So I don't know if you should be listening to that or not. I'm going to listen to it after this video. But that was kind of the first thing that popped in my mind when I read that in the book. And what you should avoid for today, we have the 5 of Cups. And he's ignoring all 5 of them in this deck. This deck is unusual, and I really like it for the symbolism. This is a Druid craft deck. Now he's not taking action. He's kind of just staring into the water, into his feelings, this unconsciousness. He's got all sorts of cups, spilled cups, filled cups. He's ignoring them both. He's really contemplating something, this hermit is. And I don't even think he's contemplating this hand reaching out of the water, this unconscious thought, this unconscious desire grabbing for this fish. I think he's ignoring that too. He's kind of just drifting. Maybe he's confused, he's distracted, he's distracting himself. Now we also have the Princess of Wands, and this person is a bit of a drama queen. She's just out for a good time. She causes confusion in people. She distracts people from their goals. So this is what you should avoid. You should avoid, distracting yourself from your goals by over contemplating, overthinking about them, and not actually taking action, or just, thinking about taking action but not doing it, not focusing on it, not focusing on your unconscious and your emotions in the physical world, and focusing more on, well, I might catch this fish someday. Someday I might jump in there and try and get it. Someday I might not. And he's just kind of standing there. And she's coming in and she's like, oh, here, I can show you a new path. I can take you away from this. But really, it's still not helping him reach his goals. It's still not helping him with those 2 of Cups. For a clarifier, the ore spindle. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And this is also talking about, it's talking about getting rest, but rest in a way that is not making hasty decisions. It's a persistent form of making decisions. It's talking about avoiding distractions as well. So this is going back to the contemplation of the 4 of Swords. And this 22, if they say not to, but if you were, 2 plus 2 obviously is 4. So what you should be focusing on is going inside. Avoid getting distracted by other people, especially people who don't really, they don't really have your interests at heart. They don't, care about your long-term goals the same way that you do. They don't care about your health. And just like you should avoid being distracted by them, avoid being distracted by your thoughts that aren't helpful, that aren't leading you towards anything. Focus on the thoughts that are leading you towards something, that are leading you towards something constructive in your life. Have a wonderful Saturday. See you next month.